What to do, Z-Boy crew? We're here with another live stream for you guys today, and today we're going to be discussing a massive game, Chelsea vs Everton. Like we were having that already. It's just had United. I can't believe it was already yesterday. And then the next day we've got another game. So we've got massive games coming up. We're going to discuss all of it here. We're going to talk a little United. We're going to talk a little bit of the owners, and then we're going to deep dive into Everton. So let's pop that intro and then let's jump in the video. And we're back. And I'm bringing you guys another live stream today. Today, obviously, day before. Yeah, no, it's the day before because obviously at the UK they've just woken up now. So it's the day before the game against Everton. And for me, again, like this is another massive game. Like we're in the position. I like this position, but at the same time I don't because we're in this position where we have to win every single game for us to get in the position we want to be in. We didn't get in that position we want to be in, which is first place. Obviously, everyone's fine for that first place. But our second option is to make the top four. Now, I'm not going to be happy with fourth. I think third is a must. So we're going to fight for third. And fighting for third means we've got to win the next game. And the next game is Everton. And the Frank Lampard's horrible Everton team, which I'm nervous for. Any other team would be kind of like, delighted to play this Everton team. For me, I'm nervous. You know, knowing us, we've just bottled United. We've bottled our previous games, Arsenal and all that. So I'm scared. I'm scared for what's going to happen against Everton. But before we get into Everton, let's just minorly discuss United. I want to just kind of touch upon it. Now, I wasn't really on any previews. I wasn't really on any reviews. I didn't really discuss this game because it's just been a busy week and I just haven't had the motivation to really talk a lot of Chelsea because I'm just very disappointed in our team. I've obviously woke up at 5 a.m. to watch the game. I didn't get up and watch on my computer. I just watched it in bed on my laptop, and I'm glad I left at the 70th minute after Ronaldo scored his goal, I think, and then I left the 70th minute because he scored was 62, and I'm like, yeah, there's no point in wasting my time. I got a busy day to attend to. I'm not gonna let this, me watching garbage fucking wreck my day. So I watched the game. I watched up to 70th, 75th minute. After that, I kind of dozed off. But just horrible again. Like we can see some positives. I don't want to get into the positives because there wasn't really anything to come by. But look at this United team. It is garbage. Tellez, a secondary wingback. Varane, useless. Lindelof, a useless centre back. Dalot, a fourth choice left back if you put him in our team. McTominay, Matic, Alanga, Fernandez, Rashford. That whole squad there are garbage. There's only one man up there that can help him is Ronaldo, and even still, he didn't even do much. Jorginho took him out. Aspi took him out. Like he was in body left, right, center by our team. But we give them one opportunity and they take it. They had who were on the bench? Like look at the bench as well. Phil Jones, Juan Mata. Like look at these guys. I don't even know who these guys are. Two keepers. They have one, two. They had three starting players on bench. Look at injury list. Their injury list is bigger than their starting 11. And then they had one big chance and they got it. We had 21 chances. 21 chances. And only 3 of them came from big. And this is the problem of our front three. And I want to just quickly impact that. Look at our bench compared to their bench. We put on a £100 million player, supposed to be superstar, and off the cheek, no name for him. And they put on Juan Jones, Phil Mata, and this 15-year-old, and then they come on and do more impact than our subs. Their job was to come on and slow the game down, and that's what they did. They came on, and they slowed the game down. But we being on Lukaku, as soon as Lukaku came on, I knew it was finished. Like, I didn't want to have this negative, I hate having this negative impact. I hate having this negative mindset that as soon as Lukaku comes, the game's finished. But I just had to do it. At that point, I was like, that's it, it's done. I'm not watching it. And I just shut it off. Because he's just made zero impact to our team since coming in. I never feel confident with him coming on that pitch. When he comes on that pitch, I'm like, I don't see anything. West Ham, I can't believe West Ham, he came on for, 5 minutes, And I'm hearing he's back because he like got a penalty or something, and then like they go, oh well, look what happens when you pass him the ball. No, no, just please just stop. But obviously, other than the car, I don't want to even talk about him. Let's talk about the main front. Let me just zoom up. The main front three, Werner, Mount, Havertz, and for me, I think that was the biggest problem. As I just mentioned, 21 shots, and the score was 1-1. Last game we had 24 shots. The game before we had 19 shots. Like we're getting those shots, but why aren't they on target? Why aren't the keeper De Gea? I mean, it says De Gea make 5. I mean, we're on target. Why doesn't it tell me how many we're on target? Fucking useless that. But that's shocking. That's shocking. And I don't want that to happen every single week from our front three. I remember we said this a month, 2 weeks ago when we said, "Oh look, Werner's back. He's back in form. He's here to stay." No, no, he's not. Because look what he's doing now. He did it last game. Like people didn't believe me when I said that this is gonna be temporary. Like not even temporary. This is gonna be limited for 2 games. And as soon as he gets dropped, like as soon as he gets dropped, or he doesn't play a full 90, that's it. And now I got to take off 7th minute. Next game, probably going to see the same. I hope it proves me wrong, but I just don't see it. Again, the only confidence I see is from Havertz and possibly Mount as well. I think Mount's been overplayed. Way too much. Way too much. I think next game possibly is a chance to give him a rest because I would have started Pulisic this game, not just because he scored a goal fucking recently. I don't care for that goal, but because Mount needs a rest. And we play this position where he plays in the 10 and then we got 2 up front. And I don't know anyone else who can play that role. So that's why Tuchel keeps playing him. That's why people go, oh, why isn't Mount getting rested? Because there's no one else to play that role. And this is the role he's meant for, isn't it, guys? Isn't this the role like an 8/10? He's playing in an 8. Like, isn't that what he's used to? But we're still giving him excuses. Like, again, for me, he was a bit of a ghost, but I'm not going to kind of go hard on him because, again, he hasn't had that rest. For me, I would give him a rest because I think he really needs it. And I remember Prime said this a couple of weeks ago, and I always kind of come back to this point because I think it's a fantastic point where he said that Mount's mindset is up to a high expectation because of our fans. Our fans have given this expectation that this man's going to become the next captain, the next Frank Lampard. For me, I would hate when people do that. I hate when people like I would say yes, all right, he's going to be our captain. Give them confidence. But then when that confidence keeps getting spread around, his standards get so high up. And for a player like him, he doesn't have the mental capacity to hold that standard. Like Reece James can. Reece James has that mindset. He goes, I can take this risk, and I can take this because he has confidence. I don't see Matt having the mindset, emotional confidence. I think he's a great player, but I never set his standards high. I never set him. He's going to score every single game. Like people say, he's going to score every game. He's going to get assists every game. No, he's not. For me, I don't see him coming. I'm going to say because I don't know what he's going to become. But looking at other players, Alonso, again, when we got to rely on Alonso to score goals, that's when it's a problem. That's when how many goals has he scored actually this season? I think he scored 6. I think he scored 6 or 7. Um, Alonso. Oh my god. Oh, not this. What's this F1? No, Marcos Alonso. Three goals in the Premier League, 24 matches. That's more goals than the. So wing back, like it's a wing back, like who's not that good. I don't know. For me, I don't mind Alonso as a backup left wing back. You know, as I said, I think if an option comes in the summer, yes, sell him. But that's if we don't get anyone in. If we get someone in, if an option comes, we can sell him. But if no one comes in, I'm happy to play with Alonso because that's not our priority right now. Our priority is to possibly get a right wing back backup. I remember at the start of the season, people were going, Hakimi replace James. No, none of this replacing James. Rotate with James. I hate the word replacement on these players like James. These players like James, Silva, Kante, I don't know, random, our top players. I hate when they use the word replace. No, he's coming here to rotate. So For me, James, he's a superstar, man. He is a superstar, and he needs to be more. He needs to have a banner because he's the one putting in the comfort, putting in the work, and I'm glad he's getting the recognition. Jorginho, Kante. Last game they were shocking in the mid. This game they were fantastic. Oh, I'm not going to use the word fantastic because no one's. They were good. They were better. They controlled the game in the midfield, and I like that. I mean, when you got Alenga and Rashford on the left and right, then that's pretty shit, but doesn't matter. They still did very well. Kante, for me, it's a hard one to justify, but I would never play Loftus-Cheek in double pivot. I'm sick of it. I was watching a bit of like the M part. I was looking at the M part, see if there's what was happening. Loftus, I'm not going to criticize him because I didn't really watch him that well, but I just don't like him in the wing and the double pivot. Wing back, maybe. After the West Ham game, I'm convinced. Yes, sometimes he can play this game, but I still don't see him in this team for the long run. Maybe we can get Loftus as a wing back for replacement. Personally, for me, that's not enough. I want someone a bit better who actually plays that position. But I wouldn't rely on someone like Loftus. If we get a backup wing back, I see him gone because he cannot play midfield in our team. He's supposed to be a midfielder and he can't play it. When he's in a double pivot, it really scares me because he's not meant for a double pivot. Maybe he can play that Mount role but I still don't trust him to play in that role. He's not there yet. He's not at the standard of these other players. Like we can possibly, if say we play these two positions. Oh my god, where's my screen? Say if we play these two Mount here. If we put with the two up front, the only player I would possibly put there. I don't even know who I'll put there, to be honest. Maybe wouldn't mind to see possibly Pulisic. Maybe, but we can't really play it. We can't rely on that because he's not physical enough. Loftus, as I said, Loftus is the only one who can play that position, but still he's not. I wouldn't force him to play there. I wouldn't pop him in that position. But the only thing I'm saying, if Mount needs to be rested, next game we go back into a one up top. As I said, who am I up to? Who am I up to? Aspie here. Aspie. I'm not going to speak about Aspie. I don't know. To be honest, same with Silva Rudy. I'm not even going to speak on the back line because their positioning was shocking. As I said, I stopped the game 7th minute, and my focus wasn't even on the defense because they didn't put the shift in. So for me, I think all of them weren't at their best, but at least they didn't concede 6. This guy, man. Oh my god, don't make me so with this guy, man. How long have I been saying he's out of form? Since bloody West Ham last time we versed him, he's been out of form. And now people are realizing, now he's out of form. Oh yeah, now he's out of form. I don't even mention the word of another keeper. I just say he's out of form. People still don't understand he's out of form. Oh, but we'll force him to play. We'll put him on. When we play a top team, we have to play a number one striker, number one keeper. So if Havertz is out of form, we're going to keep playing him? Look at Kante. He was out of form. We replaced him. Like, for me, I'm going to reiterate my point every single time. I don't want Mendy to play for a while if Kepa comes in does well. Or better than someone else. Because the point of someone like this, 5.9, he was shocking. He gave away that pass at the 42nd minute, I think, where he just kicked into nowhere. And then for the goal, I'm not going to blame him. I don't think it was anything of his fault. For me, it's the defense, the shitty positioning. Putting Penalty off onside and then possibly not going in for any tackle. I don't know. Anyway. Mendy positioning, I don't expect him to come and save that. Because as I said, he's not a world-class keeper. A world-class keeper will come out of that box, take the risk, get in his way, or make himself big. He doesn't have the same attributes like he did last year, where he'll come and he'll always he'll have his hands like, you can't really say, but like his hands like this, when the keepers have their hands to make themselves look big. He doesn't. He puts his knee in front and he kind of like shimmers himself to the side a bit to kind of, I don't know, make a dive to the right, which he never does. So for me, he's not world class. He's out of form. Take it as you will. You don't want a second keeper on the pitch. Bad luck. We're gonna play with out of form keeper. Just admit it. 15 minutes. I haven't read the chat. Let me pick up TJ's in the comments here. Hope you're well. Obviously, 1-1 with you guys. Let us know your thoughts as a Royal fan. How you thought about that game. declared he replaced Kepa. I didn't mention his name. Keepers and players don't follow the same rules of form and fitness. Yeah, that's the. I understand this shit, man. I understand it because not saying you, but I'm saying people in general. They use the point. Keepers the hardest position on the pitch. They get emotionally drained. They're mentally drained. It's the hardest position on the pitch. If it's a hard position on the pitch, wouldn't you put the most effort on that position, or like wouldn't you be tired playing that position because it's the hardest position? I don't know. For me, keepers get mentally drained. Like someone like no, I won't use the hair. Like for me, Mendy is mentally and I would say even physically drained. I don't see the same qualities I saw from him last year. He's out of form. The way we get that form, give him a rest. We tried to play him through the form, it didn't work. We tried to play him through bad form, it didn't work. What's our next step? Okay, next step, give him a rest. We never gave him a rest. Give him a rest, see how he does, because he has no competition. What's he fighting for? What's he fighting for? Like, look at Kante, Jorginho. Look at the interview he did. Look how proud he is to play for this club. Like, he knows he has to fight for him to play in that role. He's got better players like Kovacic and Kante, and he's still being outstanding. Werner, Havertz, Mount. None of their spots are. No one in this starting 11 has a seated spot. I'll be honest, because one day Silva can be shit and Saar becomes good. Like, it just never works like that. Maybe we can say Silva obviously has a starting spot when he's fit. But take away Silva, everyone else, if they're playing bad for 6-7 games, they're not going to start the next game because we've got other options who can possibly come in and change the game. Not saying that we'll like, look at attackers. Every single attacker this season has went on a 3-game form. Speaking of Werner, Ziyech, Pulisic, Loftus, all went on that 3-game form and they dropped off. Mount and Havertz are the only one who's been consistent. But we never know. Mount could drop on form for 6 games. And who comes in? Out of form Pulisic. At least it's getting replaced with Mount because at least this Mount gets a rest. So back to Mendy. Why haven't we gave him a rest? We can't sit here and say that a rest won't work because we played him through the form like everyone wanted to do. Keep playing him. We play our best keeper game in, game out. All right, we did. Conceded nearly every single game. West Ham, we didn't concede. They had 1 shot. Palace didn't concede. We had 2 shots. But every time teams are having consistent shots on goals, we tend to concede. Against Southampton, 1 shot. When versing these top teams, we don't do well. And for me, all I'm saying, I've been saying it for 3 months. I hate repeating myself. Give Mendy a rest. See how Kepa plays. If Kepa does shit, that's it. We'll keep playing Mendy through his shit form. But there's no way Kepa comes in and does as bad as Mendy does week in, week out. Big up to Prakesh in the chat and big up to Noah in the chat. I hope you guys are well. Do make sure smash the like button if you guys are new. Subscribe if you're new as well. We've got 6 people in here. What am I doing? Oops. But yeah. Oigi. I should say Origi. I'm not sure who that is. Oigi. Yeah, and big up to Palash M as well in the chat. Hope if you're new, man, guys. As I said, like, subscribe, post notifications on. Yeah, big up to FaZe as well. Just joined. Big up to FaZe goalkeeping. Hope you're well, man. Hope you are well there. Declare, I don't know who told you that keepers most they aren't. Bro, go to these football enthusiasts. They go, keepers always the hub. Because for me, I think keepers one of the easier jobs because you don't have to deal with the 90-minute of play. Like, you get the shot on target, save it, you miss it. For me, keepers don't get blamed. I'm not going to say the word. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say keepers in professional leagues like Chelsea never get blamed enough. Not saying that it's a bad word, not saying it's bad, but we look at players like our defense, they'll get blamed for not being this, for not being that, but we look at the keeper and we never look at Mendy. Like, we never look at Mendy. Mendy will make 6-7 passes, but he'll make this glorious save which was offside, and then we got Kepa wouldn't have saved that. Kepa wouldn't have saved that. Like, what? But he's just missed plus 6 shots they've given them on the break. I don't get it. I don't get it. Look, keeper's one of the hardest positions, most important position. As I said, for me, I don't think it's the most important position. I think every single player on that pitch is important. Every single player on that pitch is important. But there's some stands where, for me, I think the midfield's very hard. Wingbacks is a very hard job. But keeper's bloody hard as well. But then keep consistent. If we're gonna say the keeper's one of the important job, then give Mendy rest. I don't know. Who is better, Messi or Penaldo? Messi. I don't know who Penaldo is. Be able to Noah. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that as well. But I just keep getting lost at the point of where I talk about Kepa. I'm not gonna lie, I keep getting lost because I keep saying the same thing over and over again, and I don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again. But it's not getting through some people's head that what I'm saying is just very basic. I'm not saying very knowledgeable shit. Like you don't need to be like I'm not no one's smarts football. I'm just saying look at the generic football player. When they're tired, when they're out of form, what do? We rest them. Why can't we keep it consistent for a keeper who's out of form? He's probably the most out of form keeper in the top 10. Look at Southampton. Waiter was having 3-4 games. They switched him out for the other guy. What's his name? I don't remember the other guy's name. They switched him out. Then the other guy's starting. Watford. That Austrian guy was starting. I forget fucking names. I'm not remembering names. I'm not sure his name is. I'm not sure his name is, but he was starting this season. Then he dropped out of form. They brought in Ben Foster. Ben Foster is now the starting keeper. But we're the only team who hasn't done it when our keeper's out of form. Don't worry about football gooses on some forms. The reason my menu is number one with bigger sample size of a better player. Yep, C3 clan. Who's better? Chelsea. So you can't compare keepers with players on the pitch. No, but I'm saying in general, like that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. But I agree to an extent that yes, we can't compare what these players are doing on the pitch and what a keeper's doing. However, keepers get tired. Not as tired as the players on the pitch. That's what I've said. When he was shit against West Ham, how long ago was that? I never said drop him. I said just watch it. Watch him. Keep your eye on him. When was West Ham? How long ago was West Ham? We versed them last time. December. I said December. Manny's a bit off. He never does this, right? Then it got to Dennett. Didn't worry. Leeds. Didn't worry. Then we had that. Yeah, didn't worry. Then we had Liverpool. From here, I was like, okay, this is worrying. Then when it hit January is when it hit. From January, even though we're winning, I saw Kepa play. When he was playing, I saw, hang on, this is potential for a keeper to come in and give our other keeper rest. As I said, Kepa, for me, is probably the best secondary keeper in the league. He can come in and do a job better than Mendy right now. Obviously, he's not better than Mendy, but he's better than this form of Mendy. Big up to C3 Clan. Big up, man. If you're new, make sure to do like and subscribe here. If you're new, your thoughts, guys, on the United game. Keepers don't get tired and using some Democrat argue that everyone should be the same. No, I'm not using that rubbish. Okay, I'm not saying that. I said, hang on. Let me reiterate what I've just said 3 minutes ago. I said, I agree to an extent that keepers and players are not the same. They're not the same. 100% not the same. However, keepers can get mentally drained. They can get tired still. They can still get tired. And I've said, when he dropped against West Ham, I said, let's just watch him. Because for me, we can possibly see something going on here. I said, I think he's dropping out of form. I said West Ham back in December. Then I said, when I didn't jump to the spark, I said, bringing Kepa yet. Because, for me, I was waiting out and see. I waited out and see. I saw Kepa come in January, February when he was playing those games. I saw, hang on, this is enough for him to come in and start playing better than Mendy because Mendy's in shocking form. I always had the back of my mind in December, even October. I said, Kepa can come in and possibly do a decent job. I'm not saying he should come in and start, but he can come and rotate with Mendy in some senses like this. He played fantastic in the FA Cup, fantastic in the Club World Cup. I said, all right, let's give him a shot maybe when Mendy's tired. Come to March, I'm in Liverpool, shocking. March went through a bit solid. I was always scared. Brentford came. And I remember when he came back from AFCON, all right, I've said in December that he's out of form. I've been saying since February, Kepa's been fantastic. Let's maybe give him a shot. There's some evidence explaining it. Let's give him a shot on the keeper field because we've given him 3 months and he hasn't done anything with it. He hasn't improved. He's dropped in form. So after 3 months, we didn't do anything about it. Okay, March. March comes. For the whole of March and April, Mendy's been the worst form I've ever seen in him. And we didn't drop him. That's what I'm saying. When we've seen enough of a player, I don't want to keep seeing him on that pitch when he's bad. And I'll keep it consistent between the other players as well. That we can use the same argument. If a player's out of form, we do not keep playing him. That we keep consistent. However, we don't keep consistent with keepers and players are the same. He's taking Basiba. That's what, because unfortunately he's on high wages. Like, I understand it. High wages for a keeper on second. I'm all for him leaving because he's being disrespected by Tuchel. He's being disrespected. He can go into Wolves. No, maybe not Wolves. Sar's fantastic. I love Sar. Newcastle. Who did Brighton have? Not Matty Ryan. Sanchez. No, Brentford. Southampton. Palace. Villa. Not Burnley. They keep it. Everton. Norwich. Watford. Leeds. He can go into any of those teams and get in a starting keeper. Possibly. Nah, I'm gonna say Arsenal. Tottenham. Nah. United. Nah. Fabianski's alright. Wolves. Yeah. Nah. So yeah. He's fantastic for a second keeper. Appreciate that, Palace. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Who's better, Arsenal or Manchester City? Manchester City. This is man. His mentality, like when on the Tuchel, because look at it. As I said, Mendy's been shit, so why wouldn't he put on Kepa? That's what I'm saying. I see from Tuchel that Kepa's been disrespected. When a player is playing like that garbage Mendy's been playing, and Kepa doesn't come on, that's disrespect to himself. Even Bettinelli, because I mean we've never seen Bettinelli. Has Bettinelli played? I'm not sure. It's the Premier League. It's a hard league. He can come in and probably compete with half of these teams, but I said he slots into majority of these teams. It's a hard league. I'm not saying he's a fantastic keeper. Oh, he's the next Edison, Allison. No, he's nothing like that. He's a fantastic keeper who can come in and rotate when our keepers are not playing well. And for me, Mendy's not playing well. Not for me, for everyone. Everyone knows Mendy's not playing well. So if Mendy's not playing well, what's the reasonable explanation to do? Okay, well, we tried the option one, play him 3 shit form. That didn't work. It's considered 20. Okay. All right, what's the second option? Maybe give him a rest. Oh, no, let's not give him rest. Let's keep doing option one, even though option one isn't working. Like, I don't get it. Because Kepa's come in, he's shown qualities. The Barkinson will gain disrespect to teams before. No, because what has Barkinson showed? They've shown nothing. We've got Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho. Kante's been out of form, but he's still playing well now. Barkley and Saul have not shown anything to get on that pitch. Kepa, why are we in the FA Cup final? Why are we in the Club World Cup final? Why do we win the Super Cup? Why do we get, with the Europa League 2018? I don't want to bring that up, actually. Why are those 3 reasons? Why are we in those cups? Because Kepa got us saved from penalties. He got us saved from those massive saves. He's had his option to make a number one. He's shown the qualities. So. I agree. You don't rotate. I agree. I just said that you don't rotate players. Keep the same way you do players. That's why in December I didn't jump the gun. I didn't say, which is a bad idea. I should have. I should have said start Kepa now because Mendy's gonna be shit. But I didn't. I said, all right, let's hold off December. West Ham. All right, that's a shocking mistake. January came. Kepa showing so many great qualities. I said, all right, we now have a second keeper who can come in if our number one keeper is playing bad. And now one keeper was playing bad. Let's just give Kepa 1 or 2 games. He's been playing since January non-stop. And he hasn't been any better. I don't get it. When you're playing a keeper who's out of form since January, won't you give him a little bit of a break? I don't know. Every single one of these players has had a break since January, except for Mendy. And who's been the worst out of all these players? Mendy. It doesn't make sense to me. But let's jump into Everton preview. I'm not going to get into consortium because it's too much. Let's see what they're putting as their probable lineup. Actually, oh Jesus Christ. Obviously, look at their top player rating. That is shocking. But let's discuss Everton. Okay, Fat Frank's the manager, like we know. They're 18th, so they're in the relegation battle. And I'm hearing this rubbish. Let me just kind of put the screen here for now. I'm hearing this rubbish from Chelsea fans that they want to lose this game so Fat Frank can get out of relegation battle. That is disgusting. That is horrible. And you call yourself Chelsea fans, but you want a manager who did jack shit, who killed our team, made our team worse, disrespected half our players, then thinks he can go into another Premier League team and do well, fails, and we want to lose the game just so this Fat Frank can get 3 points and get out of relegation? No way. I want to smash him 6-0. I respect him as a player, but I don't respect him as a manager. I don't care. I do not care. I want us to go and win 6-0. I want us to go and win 6-0. Is Alisson and Edison rotating the suggesting? Are they playing bad? No. Mendy is the worst keeper right now in the top 10. Worst out of form keeper right now. Horrible. Alisson isn't playing bad. Edison isn't playing bad. Ramsdale isn't playing that bad. Lloris isn't playing that bad. De Gea is saving United. Fabianski's been average. Sarr's fantastic. Fuck's the Newcastle keeper? Is it still the broker, whatever his name is? Yeah, where's our other one? Yeah, Dahl, and they've got a good switch. That's another great switch. And Dahl comes on when the breast. I don't know how to say his name. But when he's playing bad, they've got a great and they put him on. Darlow was playing half a season. He was fantastic. Then he dropped out of form, and then they come and switch to the fucking I don't know what his name is. Even though Nebraska's, I'm gonna call him Nebraska because I don't know what his name is. I don't pronounce it. But yeah, they need a rest and to be rotated when they're playing shit. If they're playing in top quality, then maybe they might need a rest once or twice. But a rest will give Mendy possibly and see he's got competition. Putting him on the bench, putting him on the sidelines, will go, shit, I gotta work my ass off now because I have competition. I have someone like Kepa who possibly come and take my place. He has no competition. He has no one else fighting for his position. So wouldn't you? And I would rest the keeper when he's playing like this. It's rubbish. He's playing rubbish. I'm the other one here to say it because we look at Kepa, we look at Bettinelli. What's the point of bringing Bettinelli if we're not going to play him? What's the point of having Kepa if we're not going to play him? I agree. Kepa's probably leaving end of the season. Maybe not. I'm not sure. What's the point of bringing Bettinelli if you're not going to play him? At least maybe see how well he does. Like, Mendy is probably the worst player in our team right now. He was shocked. He's been shocking every single game. If we look at those recent ratings, I mean, I don't like these football ratings because I don't really go off them. I don't really judge them too much, but they give me an indication on selective players and selective performances. But in the cup games, he doesn't even play. Like, that's the thing. We still force Mendy in these cup games where, yes, I don't want to start him in the Premier. I don't want to start Kepa in Premier League. I don't want to have to get to that. I want Kepa to start. He should have started Crystal Palace, and he should have started Brentford. That's what I'm saying. Crystal Palace and Brentford, he should have started. Brentford when he came back from AFCON, and Crystal Palace. And then we played who we played before the second leg against Madrid, whatever that game was, and then play him there. That's it. But I keep saying it because he hasn't got his rest. Now I'm starting 11 players. Mendy is our number one. I'm not saying Mendy is not a number one. But when he's been shocking. And we haven't given him a rest. We haven't put Kepa in where he's supposed to be playing, exactly as you said, cup games. But how do we know that? How do we know that? Kepa, literally the last time we played in the Premier League was against Tottenham, went 3-0. Then he played Leeds, I think it was. We won that game. And he played those 3 games in the Premier League. He was fantastic. Remember we were all scared? Everyone was all scared. Oh shit, Mendy going. We got Kepa. Oh fuck. And then the Kepa comes and turns up. Then he plays the Club World Cup. Then he plays in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and then we get through. Under Tuchel, he's been fantastic, but people just go look back at Sarri. Oh, he was shocking under Sarri and Lampard. Under Lampard and Sarri, Mendy wasn't even playing professional football. He was still in. I think he was working as a banker. I think, but he wasn't even playing professional football back then. If we're looking at the past, he wasn't even playing football back then. And I don't think Mendy's ever been. Remember, Mendy's played football a long time. Remember, but he never got to that professional high level. It's fantastic where he is right now. Absolutely, he's a fantastic story. I remember I was looking at it, and his mother was the mother's the reason why he's in the Chelsea football team, because he listened to him. It's a fantastic story, and people have an agenda against him. I was praising him back in November and all that, but he's a human being as well. What does it need to do with it? But people are looking at Kepa's performances under a different manager. If we're gonna look at Mendy under a different manager, he wasn't even playing football under that different manager. I'm not saying you particular, but I'm saying when I was on other streams, people were saying, I don't want Kepa to play because under Lampard he was shocking. I was like, what? But he's under a new manager now. But look how well he's under a new manager. They go, nah, under Lampard he was shit. He didn't come off the pitch when Sarri subbed him off. I'm like, okay. Mendy wasn't even playing football when they were under Sarri. Like again, the point is that it has nothing to do with the conversation. Kepa under Tuchel is a different player. Like Mendy under Tuchel is a different player. Mendy, Kepa is a fantastic keeper under Tuchel, and he has his confidence back. The reason why he wasn't good under Lampard is we've stated this 7,000 times. I'm not going to say because it's a whole list, but we know why. Remember, Mendy wasn't even that good under Lampard either. Like he was okay, and I was so glad he was the only one. Like he was the outstanding one, and a keeper role, but he wasn't great. He wasn't anything like he was last year. It was shocking still. Tuchel came in and changed our whole team as well. Let's not forget that. Remember, we were about to sell Alonso. We were about to sell Alonso. Even Jorginho about to sell. We weren't gonna give extension to some. We never did. We were supposed to give extension to Rudiger, but we never did. But we were gonna give an extension to Rudiger, even though we never did. But that's just how Tuchel's changed our team. Kepa should have gone after what he did. Sorry, he only said because of his contract. The level of disrespect, no example, should be encouraged. I'm not saying it was encouraged. I mean, when that happened, I was furious. I was always a similar, but Sarri was, even though I'm a massive fan of Sarri, I think Sarri was fantastic for us. But Sarri had no leadership there to take him off the pitch. Like, if you were like John Terry, I remember John Terry said if he was the manager, he would have gone and grabbed his ear and put him off. But I don't remember what the exact consequences were. Was it he just didn't play, I think, for one game, then he came back because I think it was some contract shit. But yeah, I'm not promoting that, but he should have been gone. Exactly, that's the word. Should have. He's not. So he's still here. Was always doing at the point, even if he got better. What does that have to do with it? Like again, what does having that performance under Sarri do with what he's done at Lampard now? As I said, if we're gonna take that sentence, Mendy not playing football 3 years ago is making us shit because he doesn't have a football knowledge because he hasn't been playing professionally. He hasn't been professional for 3 years. That's in the past. Yes, we can't change it. Yes, we can use that as, looking back. I don't even know what we use it, but you can use that as evidence for now. But I don't understand how him playing good now is related to how shit he was on the Sarri. Same thing with Rudiger. Rudiger was shit on the Sarri, good on the good on the Tuchel. Alonso was good on the Sarri, but Rudiger, look how shit he was on the Sarri. Look how good he is now. I think for me that people just don't like the name Kepa. That's fair enough. He had that. They don't like the name, but they don't want to admit to the point that our keeper is not good at the moment. He's not good at the moment. They don't want to accept that because they don't want to go to the result of Kepa. They don't want to go shit. Could have been Kepa in now. Nah, fuck it. Let's start Mendy. Fuck it. Mendy stuffed up 7 games for us in a row. Let's just start him. So for me, if Mendy stuffed up so many games, wouldn't we sub him out or something? Again, going back to that point, we brought in a keeper straight away, and Kepa became second keeper. From that point, he and never forgot what he did. Okay, but that's the thing. I'm not saying he was never a first keeper under Tuchel. He came in, he transitioned to a second keeper. Okay, but he's a fantastic second keeper. Yes, his wages are a lot. Yes, if again, I'm keeping the same consistency. If an offer comes for him, I would take it in the summer. If an offer comes for him, and I'm glad he's fantastic for us because now that means we can get more money for him. We're not going to make the 80 million, which again, it wasn't his price tag. It was just Chelsea's fault for spending 80 million on a keeper. Like it's not his fault. And I'm keeping the same consistency. Yes, that's something. But he's here as second keeper now. Use him now. There's no point having this guy on the team. He's not going to do anything. But for Everton, I think this is not going to be our lineup. Maybe possibly, I don't know. But looking at their line, they've got some decent players. As I said, I think Mina, Decore, Alan, and Gray are good when they're on form, but not one player is even considered average in this team right now because they're just shocking. They're really, really shocking, and they've got some mad, like a lot of injuries. Where is what's his name? Dali Ali. I guess Dali Ali doesn't play. But Van de Beek, this man's actually in this team, and he's injured. Far out. So we've got Barkley, Kovacic, Callum, Chilwell. Again, for me, like we shouldn't even be fussed about that. Us losing Kovacic, we shouldn't be scared. Us losing, it's just Kovacic. But there was someone else there. Oh, Chua, but Chua is obviously that's a massive loss. But we've gone through it. For me, this game, as I said, I'm going to be very nervous for this game because we look at Everton, we can become Charity FC. Because we never know Everton, man. Like they can come up and turn. It's not that they're going to come play good. It's because that we're going to come play shit. Like it's not. They're not going to become any good. They're garbage. They're in relegation battle. Just to name Everton, obviously, they're supposed to be a top 6 team, top 10 team. I think I put them pretty high for this season. I think I put them 9 or 8 because I had Angelotti or Benitez, but they decided to sack Benitez and bring in Lampard. How? How would they ever think that would work? I remember as soon as Lampard came in, I was like, yeah, I'm excited to see how he's gonna do. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a Chelsea player coming to Everton, see how he does. See how he does. I'm like, he's gonna do shit. He's gonna do shit. Accept it or not. People were yelling at me. Oh no, how could you disrespect a manager like that? How could you disrespect your legend like that? Man, look at them now. Those same people that those same people saying that are now saying let's lose this game so Everton can win. So Lampard doesn't get relegated. I really hope Everton get relegated. I'll be honest. Because Lampard thinks he's this top shit guy. He's a nobody manager. He needs to start where Wayne Rooney did. Gerrard did. He got to start lower division. Gerrard for me rushed it. I said I think Villa's fantastic job for him. Is he ready? We just found out. He's not ready. Where are they? They're 15th. Like shocking. At least Wayne Rooney, he's still in Derby. Even though Derby getting relegated. I think to the under championship one. I think championship. I don't know what it's called. But for me, I want to win 6-7-0. I want this game to be a statement that we are still Chelsea Football Club. Like, look, we don't. No one else has any games in hand. Wow, United played 2 more games than us. Far out. They're lost. They're actually they're clueless. But yeah, no more extra games in the top 6, which is good. But yeah, he did what? Yeah. Yeah, no, he did. He started Derby, but then he forced his way when Derby was shit. He forced his way to Chelsea. No way. I'm winning. I'm getting Lampard enjoyment here. He came to the Premier League. It didn't work out for him. Wouldn't he go back down to the Championship or somewhere else? Wayne Rooney has said it. He's come out and said he's taking it very slow. Like he doesn't seem to be becoming a good manager for at least 5-6 years. Bit unfair to Lampard. Any manager that came into this mess of Everton side was always going to need time. I mean, okay, he came in January. For me, they have a decent squad. Like, as on paper, they have a decent squad. Obviously, injuries help them, but if you're a good coach, you would like Tuchel did. If you're a good coach, you would come in and turn these players upside down. Like I hate to use this example, but Arteta, I fucking hate. I'm not. Arteta came and changed a couple of his players as well. Odegaard, he changed Ramsdale. He took the risk there. Yes, all right, he didn't have a massive window in January, but he brought in Van de Beek. He brought in Decore. Yep, another Decore, Van de Beek and Dali Ali. For me, I think that the Deadwood players they're useless, but they can be used in this team if you play them the right way. But Lampard just tactics are all over the place, and we know that he's hang on one sec. And we know Lampard's a shocking manager. From under Chelsea, I that was the worst Chelsea I've ever seen. Like, all right, we ended up fourth on paper. We were fourth, but the performances we had week in week out was shocking. And he was backed under Chelsea as well. Like, all right, maybe if it was backed under Everton more, maybe they'll come 15th, 16th. But he's got a great squad here. I'm not gonna lie. Like on paper, Iwobi, decent, Gray. He was fantastic under Benitez. What happened? Richarlison, they were what? They were I think third, 14th, 15th when Benitez got sacked, and now they dropped to 18th. So if Benitez was still here, wouldn't they be 15th, 14th? Like Lampard came in and stuffed their team up. He brought in two players. They didn't do well. He still got decent players. Alan Decore, Mina's decent. Pickford. No, but he's got decent players. He's got a team that is not. If they go in championship next season, they're gonna kill it there because look at the players they've got. They've got. This is a top 13, top 12 squad. This is a Premier League standard squad. Let's compare this squad to someone like Burnley, who are, as we know, I am begging they step. I love Burnley. I think they're Brexit FC, but look at Burnley squad: Collins, Roberts, McNeil, Brown. Who are these? Like, obviously we know who these players are, but who are they? These players are absolutely garbage. I'll be honest. Like, they're not good players. Some of these players, they're not good players, but they've made it work. This. If they go in championship team, this is a championship looking team. Like, these aren't big names, but let's look at. As we said, let's look at Everton. Let's go back to Everton. Alan, Decore, Rich Allenson, Gray, Iwobi. Like, these are like bigger name players than the teams like Burnley have. This is big players we're talking about here. So for me, it's the managerial aspect. I've always said I think Everton have it. I think United as well. These are the two teams that have great squads, but they're just not being managed properly. Actually, United is a whole separate issue. I won't get into that, but they have a squad where they can come in and get 13th, 14th, not relegation. Not relegation. So for me, Lampard is not a Premier League manager yet. Will he ever be? For me, I don't see it. I think the tactics he pushes, the subs I think is the worst thing. I mean, actually, didn't he hang on, wait, I'm just no way they're getting. They actually got gassed up that they lost 2-0. like I'm surprised we didn't lose them all. That's shocking. But look at the bench. Dali Ali. Okay, yeah, he's finished, but better play than Cork from Burnley. Rondon. Oh yeah, nah, he's garbage. They brought in El Ghazi. They haven't even used him yet. Like, they haven't used El Ghazi. This is another decent player. Look, I haven't used him. That's embarrassing. And he tell me that he hasn't had enough time. Like, but he hasn't used his players that are good. El Ghazi. Why hasn't he been played? How old is Delph? Is this man still playing? Jesus Christ. When Delph was on last two games, he was alright. So I don't know what happened there. Who have they got? See, like these are like championship players. Lauren Grang, Kenny, Branthwaite, Price, Begovic. Like, these are championship players. These aren't. Gray, Decore, Alan. They're not championship players. These are Premier League players. If they don't go down, I see half this squad leaving. And then if half the squad leaves, then Everton are absolutely finished. They are done. And I said he's got people like Dali Ali. He's got El Ghazi is the for me the biggest evidence that he's just haven't used a player who was decent at Villa. Like he's a decent player and he's probably better than Gordon on the wing. Like that's the championship player. I mean he's young, so we'll allow. But again, I don't want to get too much into Everton because I think they're just a shocking team. That have shocking manager experience. As I said, they've got great players on paper, but they don't exploit it in the game, and a lot of that goes down to the manager. As we said, let's compare us. We've gone through that. When we had Lampard, how many of our players were shit? How many players were about to get forced out? Remember how shit Rudiger was? How shit was Aspie? James wasn't as good as he was now. Chiwa wasn't as good as he was. Jorginho was about to get forced out of the club. Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Pulisic. These players got turned around by someone like Tuchel. Let's take this example back to Everton. Everton had Rafa Benitez. Okay, they weren't in the same position that they are now. They were 15th, 14th, and obviously they weren't doing good. But they had a high expectation because obviously Everton, yeah, they're a top 10 team. But they bring in Lampard, who just been shown that when players are not managed by him, they're better. So they bring in Lampard, and the same thing happens. Players get worse under Lampard. Is it a curse? Because he did it to us. I don't get it. But let's go to outside. Let's talk Chelsea now because I'm sick of fucking Everton because they're shocking, and I hope they go down. I hope we win 6-0. Fucking Lampard, man. Even Lampard comes out, he goes, which for once I agree with him. He was like, oh yeah, I'm taking this like every game. Yeah, nah, just because it's Chelsea, I'm not gonna like let my guard down. I was like, fantastic. Finally, even the Everton managers wants to win this game, and some Chelsea fans want Everton to win. That's embarrassing. But let's get Footwiz up before we end the stream. Let's get a lineup going. Like the stream if you haven't already, guys. Let's hit how many likes we on this? I was gonna bring up some owner news, but I think everyone's pretty much heard it. I don't want to kind of repeat myself much there, but guys, let's hit 10 likes easily. I don't know why we haven't already hit that. Like that's shocking, guys. We can easily hit 10 likes easily. So do make sure like, subscribe, notifications on. No, not that button. I'm gonna just fly through these as well. All right. 3-4-3. All right, let's go keeper. Okay, for me, keeper Mendy again, shocking. Against Everton, I will take the risk. I'm gonna start Kepa in this game because as I said, I'm gonna keep putting Kepa in until Mendy has a rest. I'm gonna keep doing it. Is Bitchinson still in there? I think Bitchinson's back. You know what? Ashley wasn't bad, but I still rather him than Bitchinson. Now maybe do we give Silva rest? I don't know. I'll play him though. This game, maybe rest him next one. And fucking force Rudiger. I don't care if he gets injured or anything. Like he's not playing for us, man. Like, not. Hopefully, it's not a bad injury. I don't want to have bad injury like that. If he's tired, play him. I don't care. Play him. That's what I meant. Not injured. That's a bad word. James, obviously, best player in the team, right there. Jorginho. Again, Jorginho was fantastic. For me, I think Jorginho is one of the glue to our. I don't think there's an individual that's a glue to our team, but if we're talking glue to our team, Jorginho is fantastic. Actually, I wonder if I have that stat. I think it was a fantastic stat. He was posting himself on his story yesterday. He was putting his highlights. I was like, Jesus Christ. Ah, shit. I lost it. On the left. On the left, Kante. Again, Kante, yeah, he's out of form, but he's better than putting Saul Loftus there. And he wasn't that bad last game. So, Kante for me. Alonso on the left here. No brainer, we have to. And again, not the worst. Now, front three. This is going to be a hard one, front three. I probably go on the left. I'm going to go Werner because fucking why not? Pulisic. And I was a massive fan of Ziyech, which I was a massive fan of Ziyech, but I've lost a lot of confidence for him. I've lost so much confidence. Like he comes on that pitch, I don't see anything. I'll be like, all right, it's just another Lukaku because he's been shocking, man. That's a player I think that's probably the first attacker I would want out. Actually, second, Lukaku first. Because for me, he's disappointed me, man. Ziyech really disappointed me, so I'm not very happy with Ziyech. And up front, Havertz, I would give a rest to Mount. I think Mount needs a rest here. Um, so I think this is the squad we would use for Everton. Again, looking at this, we should win 6-7-0, but with Charity FC, anything can happen to us. But I want to say confident for the game, but I'll be honest, I'm not that confident for it. In the sense of us probably thrashing them. I don't see us thrashing them. I see, if anything, yeah, we'll get the win, but it's gonna be a good performance. Like maybe like West Ham. Like I can't believe we nearly lost West Ham. Like that was shocking. Um, but Everton are shit. We should be killing them 6-7-0 realistically. Like we should kill United 6-7-0, but obviously we can't. So I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win. There's no way we concede against Everton. That's what I'm saying. It's a good game for Kepa to start. Give them the rest. They're just attacking. That's been shocking. How long have I been a big up the pup? Thank Horn. How long have I been a Chelsea fan? 10 years. Since 2012. No, 2013. So next year will be 10 years, so 9 years. Yeah, because obviously down here wasn't really popular. And then I saw like the World Cup hype in 2014 and I like found FIFA and it's like, oh. And then I liked Hazard and then I remember Fabregas. I was like, you know what? I'll support this team. I like blue. Like, it's so random, but obviously, best choice I've made yet. Thank God I didn't choose red. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I don't think I would make it as an Arsenal fan. Oh my God, the stress! I was losing hair follicles from that. But yeah, no, this is lineup for me. I want to have a good game. I'm not going to discuss anything on the transfer window gate, guys. I'll probably start discussing transfer window in May. Like, I'll kind of dive into it, and then June hits. July hits. We're going full out transfer window. And then August comes. I'll probably do nearly a video every single day. I'm going to try to get someone else on so we can get one video kind of going a day. What was I saying? Yeah, try to get one video a day so we can get a lot of content out during August because, man, I say this every year. I say this every year. I say this every stream, but it's going to be a massive window. I thought last year was going to be massive. This year's massive. We've got a lot of competition. We've got a lot of rival teams coming in, spending a lot of money. So we have to be on our top game. Obviously, we've got a new owner coming in, Todd Bowie. I didn't discuss him that much this stream because I want to keep this more United Everton, but we'll talk. As I said, talk about him a lot more during May because we know he's going to be the owner. He's going to probably be announced soon. I'm the fan too, but I think we need more midfield player that can play the coach, in my opinion. Yeah, that's definitely an option we need. We need a midfielder, but I think for me, we start in the defense. We look at wing backs. So we start in defense, wing backs, forwards, mids. I think that's what we do. But yeah, Kunde must be coming in as soon as Kunde happens. Kunde comes in, I'm gonna be very happy. But I think that pretty much wraps up the stream today, guys. I want to keep this nice and short. Didn't want to kind of go on for too long. Keep this nice and short one. Obviously, tomorrow we play them. 10, 11, 9, 8. So what time is it? What time is the game tomorrow? I think for the UK, 11. So I think it's a 2 p.m. game. But no, I'm nervous, but it's gonna be a good game for me. Again, we're gonna win 2-0. Havertz and Jorginho penalty. Redemption time. Calling it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the stream, guys. Hope everyone did enjoy. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe, guys. This is 10 likes if you can. It's disappointment, guys. We didn't hit 10 likes today. Subscribe if you're new. But yeah, smash that like button, guys. I'll be live today. Probably maybe Monday. Maybe Monday for the review. If not, who are we playing next? I think we're playing after Everton. Do we go to No, it's not FA Cup. We got Wolves. So we have a whole week break. And we got Wolves, Leeds. Yeah, so we're not playing that many games, obviously, because we don't have any Champions League to play. But that's all right. It's not all right. But focus on our league. Fuck. Should we versus Arsenal again in July? Huh? That's weird. I don't know that. But yeah. Oh wait, is this start of the season? Is it the new season? Oh, it's a friendly. Oh, never mind. So last game's in May, but yeah, that's all guys. Hope everyone did enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.